As your first interaction with the game, the title screen is responsible for telling you how to feel about the experience you're about to embark on. And when I started Outer Wilds, the game told me that everything will be okay. I sat on the title screen for quite a few loops the first time I launched the game. This music, specifically composed to be nostalgic, gave me peace in a time when I was falling apart. It can be difficult to start a new game, or at least I think it is. It's difficult to set the rest of the world aside and prepare to enter a new one. Especially after I finish a long game, I struggle to latch on to the next, to find the peace and distance from everything going on in my life. But Outer Wilds' title screen immediately put me in the mindset I needed to be in. I was between games again, looking for something that would stick, feeling very restless and manic with life, worrying about my final year at college and what I was doing with my time. Outer Wilds didn't solve all that for me, but as this banjo came in, it helped me leave it aside. It let me give myself to this game and the experience I was about to embark on. I love the whole game, but my favorite moment is still experiencing the title screen for that very first time. After beating it, I felt like I wasted my chance on this game. Everyone raves about it, talks about how it changed their life or gave them new perspective. But after I finished, I didn't really feel different. The ending was nice, really enjoyable, but it didn't change the way I thought about the world. So I was left with a sinking feeling that I just didn't get it. That I missed my chance for this game to change me, to have the same experience everybody else has had. Because this is a game you can truly only play once. As soon as you figure out the game, it becomes unreplayable because the journey is tied to discovery, real discovery. Progression is only marked by the collection of knowledge and the application of critical thinking. Mechanically, you could beat the game in a single run if you know what to do. The joy of the game is piecing together history, science, and, for lack of a better term, human emotion as you explore. So when I got to the end of my playthrough and the credits rolled, I was bitter at myself. I didn't come into the game at the right time. My impatience ruined the game for me. I'll never get another shot at letting this game have meaning for me. I had squandered my time with a masterpiece because I wasn't as profoundly affected as the people who recommended this game to me. At least, not in that moment. Several months later now, I have not stopped thinking about this game, and I have not stopped listening to that title screen. Despite my relatively short time with the game, it does feel like home. And Andrew Prahlow specifically composed the music to be nostalgic, taking inspiration from the Midwest emo genre. Beyond that, Timber Hearth is such a cozy place aesthetically, with its humble wooden structures and charming greenery, but more than that, it is filled with characters that welcome you, that feel like family. There isn't a ton of mandatory time with them, nor a huge selection of dialogue, but all of it is comforting, familiar, and kind. No matter how many times I launched into space, I was always glad when I woke up next to the campfire at home. In Outer Wilds, the universe just is. It isn't designed for or against you, it is unfeeling. It just exists around you. It is just there. And so are you. I cannot stop thinking about this game, about exploring this solar system. I don't think about the ending much. I don't really think about any specific moments or discoveries. I just think about the world, about existing in a universe that does not care about me. Not in a harsh, demeaning way, but in a purely objective, uninvolved way. I simply exist, as does the universe. In nearly every video game, the world revolves around you. Things happen because you show up. The world is placed in stasis until you accomplish the correct objective. Characters stand awkwardly in one spot, serving the sole purpose of feeding you information. But in Outer Wilds, you don't control the flow of time, the setting of the sun, or anything. You're just you. NPCs do sit in one spot, but only because they have a reason independent from you. Whether it be to confront the end of the world, to relax, meditate, play music, or be completely oblivious to the upcoming supernova, they do not owe their existence to you. Whether you visit them or not, they will be there. The only thing you can really do is tell them it will be okay. The thing is, I just graduated from college, and while I had some good times, it's hard for me not to feel like it was a lot of wasted time. I originally intended to study theater when I enrolled, but ended up spending my first 2 years moving towards a computer science degree after the pandemic hit. After a while, I realized that our program just wasn't really worth taking, so I changed back over to a theater major, but performing arts are tough to study because there's just not anything as valuable as hands-on experience. I'll take very little of what I learned in the classroom with me, but despite, or in spite of the poor curriculum, tons of faculty turnover, and general discontent with the department, I've been independently producing and directing plays for a year now. I didn't really love my time in college. Most of my friends were older than me, graduated before me. I only took a handful of courses I'm truly satisfied with, and if I think about the loans I'm paying off for the next 30 years, I get a little bitter. And for the last year and a half, I just wanted to graduate and start moving forward. But at the same time, I didn't want to wish away what little time I had left. But my isolated little campus felt stuck in time. I felt stuck. Getting up every day, going to classes I wasn't interested in but needed to take, eating the same food at the cafe every day, it all felt like launching my ship into atmosphere, studying the same clues, not knowing where to go or what to do. I have spent the last 4 years wondering if college was right for me, contemplating moving back home, and now I'm out and I wonder if I wasted my time, wishing I was somewhere else, doing something else, wishing I didn't start college in 2020, feeling like I didn't enjoy myself enough while I was there, didn't make enough art while I wasn't working full time, didn't read enough books, make enough friends, watch enough movies, see enough sunsets, go to enough concerts, meet enough... As I sit here, still thinking about this game, its characters, its beautiful planets, I realize that it has impacted me in a way that is more profound than any mind-blowing secret or incredible ending ever could have. It has reminded me that the universe goes on with or without me. I can spend my time trying to control it, fight against it, or I can simply let be. Time can't be wasted. You can either choose to resent the time that has passed, or you can choose to accept it. I can resent my courses being underwhelming to me, or I can recognize that had I liked and been satisfied by my work, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to create my own art. Outer Wilds has dug itself deep into my brain. It's a pensive experience. It gives you space to think, to reflect, and as I drifted through literal space, waiting for the sun to explode at the end of many, many loops in which I made no tangible progress, I found myself frustrated with not knowing what to do next. Yet, inevitably, the music would fade in, and an odd peace would wash over me as I acknowledged the certainty of the end of the universe. And I took my final moments to appreciate just how beautiful it all is. When I wake up, I will get another chance. I will go exploring again, and it will be okay. I can take my time with the game. I can simply enjoy exploring a world in which I am one of many many moving parts. And I recognize that in real life, too, it will be okay. I can take my time with life, and just because other people have seen it, that doesn't mean the world isn't still wondrous to explore. Nearly every discovery made in Outer Wilds is only a discovery to you. Whether it be other Hearthian explorers or long gone Nomai, somebody has effectively discovered everything. Yet, discovering the universe for yourself is just as exciting, if not more, because you have someone to share it with, someone to tell you it will be okay. Graduated life isn't so different for me yet. I moved home for the summer to direct one final play in my hometown, and in a little over a month, I move and start real adult life. But somehow, I'm okay. And whenever I get anxious or scared, whenever I start regretting or resenting the past, I just wait for that little banjo to come in. So try not to put too much pressure on your time with Outer Wilds. Just take it easy, have a little patience, observe the world at work, and remember that everything will be okay.